Leona listened to Zin's accusations, not angry, but said indifferently, Zin, if you have self-knowledge, you should know that you are standing in a moral depression right now. If at this time you have to forcefully seize the moral high ground, then it's really disappointing. With those words, she continued further. Affection is not something to fight for by mouth, but to be maintained by practical actions. I just filed for a divorce with you, and you think I don't care about love, but you are just an outsider for me now. All of your children are in their 20s. You have kept this from me for so many years. In the past, so many years, have you ever thought about our relationship as husband and wife? Zin heard this, and his whole person suddenly fell into despair. Yes, now accusing Leona of not being affectionate is almost equivalent to slapping himself in the face. After all, he is the one who really did the wrong thing, he wronged her by committing the mistake. 10 years, just when he didn't know how to answer Leona, Leona sighed slightly. Hey, let's not talk about it, I'm calling you, just because I want to settle in Orr's Hill as soon as possible, even if I don't. To settle down, I must stay in Orr's Hill for at least a period of time, so divorce as soon as possible is also for you to consider, so as not to let others gossiping about you. Leona didn't speak too clearly, but Zin had already gotten the cryptic meaning of her words. Leona meant that she would stay and settle in Orr's Hill, and if the people of Eastcliff's big family knew about this, everyone could guess why she stayed in Orr's Hill. To put it bluntly, it was for Changying Wade. If Leona and Zin still have a husband and wife relationship, then the fact that Leona settled in Orr's Hill for Changying would indeed affect Zin's face to a certain extent. But if the marriage ended in divorce, for Zin, he can retain a bit of face. Zin was very angry, but couldn't say anything to blame or object. He has clearly realized in his heart that he no longer has any possibility to redeem Leona. This woman is already determined to divorce him at any cost. Thinking of this, he hated Changying even more. Changying Wade, the bastard, is really lingering, even after the death in my life. He has been dead for so many years and still has a profound impact on Leona. That's fine, now he even took Leona off to Orr's Hill. In Leona's eyes, this guy who has been dead for more than 20 years is much more important than me. Leona, who was on the other end of the phone, didn't hear Zin's response for a long time, so she continued to speak. After all, it's better to separate our ways if we cannot get together. Zin was silent for a moment, and took a deep breath. Hey, you said, after all, it's a couple, and we have been a couple for so many years. Let me think about it. Leona hummed and said, call me at any time after you come up with a decision. All departments in Eastcliff are related. It is not necessary for both of us to go to divorce. As long as we coordinate, we will send a lawyer. This thing is done, the sooner the better, okay? Zin said, I'll think about it, and I will contact you as soon as possible. Okay, bye. In the afternoon, Charlie had lunch at home, and he was about to go out with the pill he refined. Because he agreed to Ao Shui, he would go to her home to give her some guidance, so Charlie vacated the afternoon time ahead of the schedule. In order to carry the pill, he said to his father-in-law Jacob, Dad, do you have any plans for this afternoon? Jacob smiled and said, I still go to the Calligraphy and Painting Association in the afternoon. In the evening, we have dinner with the executives of Sotheby's auction house. Charlie nodded and said, then you must drink at the bar tonight, yes? Jacob smiled. You have to drink a little, what's wrong with that? Charlie said, oh yes, I have something to do in the afternoon. If it's convenient for you, Dad, let me drive the car in the afternoon. Jacob handed the car key to Charlie without hesitation, and said, what's the inconvenience of this, you can take it and drive. It happens that I have to drink at night. If I drive, I have to find a driver. It is much more convenient to take a taxi. Charlie nodded and took the car key. Claire on the side said in a convenient way, Dad, I will go to the company for a while, so I will drop you at the Calligraphy and Painting Association. Jacob smiled and said, okay, this saves a taxi fare. After Jacob and Claire, the father and daughter had left, Charlie took the pill from the room, put it in an inconspicuous backpack, and walked away from home. He got into Jacob's car and drove straight to Chingang's villa in the suburbs. At the same time, at Orr's Hill People's Hospital, Doris went to the office of the director of the nephrology department immediately after delivering the meal to her mother and asked about the father's current condition. Director Chen of the Department of Nephrology, who is over 60 years old, pushed his glasses and said seriously, "Doris, to tell you, your father's condition is very serious now, and the kidney in his body is now completely useless. We now have him undergo peritoneal dialysis every day and hemodialysis every other day, and his complications are getting more and more serious. I went to check up this morning and found that his condition today has dropped a lot compared to yesterday. Yesterday, I communicated with your mother and said that there will be about 20 days of transplantation window, but after another evaluation today, the situation is not optimistic. I personally think this cycle may be shortened to about 15 days. Having said this, Director Chen sighed and said helplessly, "There are still 15 days left for the transplant window. Excluding the preoperative preparation time, you have up to 12 days to find the kidney source. If you can't find it, then there really is no way." Doris's tears were suddenly uncontrollable and burst into her eyes. She quickly wiped away the tears, and asked anxiously, "Dr. Chen, how can my father's situation have fallen so badly? His current kidney has just been transplanted 2 years ago. You did the transplant for him at the beginning. You said that his life will not be in danger for at least 10 years, but only 2 years have passed," Director Chen said helplessly. "This situation is indeed far beyond my estimation, and I can't figure out why his kidney failure process developed so quickly this time. I also tried to check if it was a mistake. If he has taken any toxic substances, but I have not found any clues." Doris asked, "Director Chen, will there be any toxic substances that can make people's kidneys fail quickly?" Director Chen nodded and said, "Some traditional herbal medicines have relatively strong nephrotoxicity. For example, Aristolochia is one of them. The country has long removed this medicine from traditional medicine classics, but there are still some unscrupulous medicine practitioners. It can be effective and gives results quickly, thus it will be secretly added to the prescription, which will eventually cause severe kidney damage to the patient." While talking, Director Chen sighed and said, "Buying healthcare products indiscriminately, taking herbal medicines indiscriminately, and listening to rumors about the health regimen is also a major cause of kidney failure in middle-aged and elderly people in recent years. Moreover, these middle-aged and elderly people are easily fooled by unscrupulous TV advertisements, mobile phone advertisements, and so-called healthcare masters, and lack the ability to distinguish between the fake and real, the good and the bad. There is a director of thoracic surgery in our hospital. His father has never looked down upon him as a Western medicine student, and he doesn't know how to distinguish good traditional medicine from bad medicine. He blindly believes in the health programs on TV every day. Last year he felt like he had frequent urination. According to the content of the health program, he prepared a pair of traditional medicine for himself, boiled 3 bowls for himself every day, secretly drank it, and after drinking it for 3 days, he was sent to the hospital with acute renal failure. If he was not brought to the hospital in the 24 hours, he would have died.